So I did a poll today in my Instagram channel for the community building, and I asked what kind of video they'd want me to make next. And a couple of people have said helping finding their soul, purpose and mission. So I understand, I'm going to have people who are coming from different levels. So some people who are showing up here, they're already creators. They're already, they have the YouTube channel and they may want to grow that, or they're already, finding their niche per se. But then there's going to be those of you out there who have no idea where you even want to begin with your spiritual business. You may be very spiritual and be like, I know, like, I want to turn this into something, but I don't know exactly what is my purpose. So I figured that'd be a good one to connect with and get some people some ideas so that they can then get themselves to that place of putting out the content that makes sense for that and everything else that goes along with it. You also wouldn't need necessarily to know exactly what your purpose is to start your business and get out there. It may even help some of you. I'm sorry, the dog is drinking. It irks me so much, and they do it every time that it's like, it's fine when I'm not recording, but when I'm recording, I'm like, nah, it just distracts. So first of all, you want to be honest with yourself and figure out, like, what are the actions that you're doing in your world right now that make you feel like you're not really necessarily, she's going to want to be picked up. My purpose revolves around picking up and putting down and dealing with dogs all the time. Anyways, be honest with yourself and take responsibility for what's going on in your life right now. Like, what are your actions that you've been taking? Like, if you feel lost and you're like, I don't know what to do with myself, it's most likely because there's things in your world that could be feeling like out of alignment. You may be not really setting yourself goals. You may not be, connecting with other people or thinking about community or hobbies. Like, you could be just stuck in a rut, And you also want to identify, like, what's in your life that's not good for you. Like, are there people in your life that dismiss your dreams or dismiss your desires or just are toxic and don't make you feel good about yourself? So when you don't feel good about yourself and there's things that are weighing on you, it's really hard to focus on your mission and your purpose and showing up and doing something that feels meaningful, because you could be feeling depressed. So if you're not really feeling good, it may be time to take inventory of what is causing me to not feel good, and then minimize that stuff. And I talked about that the other day in a video where it's like the whole thing. You can go see that on my Instagram. Maybe I will upload it here. But basically it was all about, like, protecting yourself, not diving into things that, like, what are you watching all the time? Like, what are your people that you're following on Instagram and Facebook and stuff? Are you seeing Debbie Downers and the world's going to destroy tomorrow? So seeing those things and feeling those things and hearing those things can be kind of like detrimental to us being like, let me go find my purpose, because if the world's going to end, what's the point? You know what I mean? So be very mindful of what is around you, what you're looking at, and how you feel inside, and then minimize that stuff. If there's a person in your life that's like, minimize that person. If there's ideas in your head, which ties me into like belief systems and things, again, what are we believing? Are these people in our lives making us believe we're not good enough, or do we have underlying things from people in our past that made us feel that way? So your belief system is, again, something you're going to want to, like, minimize those beliefs and really work on shifting those beliefs. But again, you wouldn't necessarily have to be completely done with all of that stuff and healed to know your purpose. It's just taking these steps in your life can help to be finding clarity around your purpose and feeling better about showing up in a way that is like, this feels good and I'm happy and I'm making a difference. So set goals that align with your core values and what makes you happy. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to get rid of the people that aren't making you happy and the stuff that you see and that's not making you happy and the things that you don't like. So you could start focusing on the things that you do like and what has meaning to you. What do you truly feel is like a cause that you want to get behind? Like, when I see the animals and I get really upset, I feel like motivated to do something for them, but I get blocked by the fact that it's so overwhelming to me that, like, I don't know if I'm a good volunteer for that. That was another video I made the other day, was like, it bothers me so deeply, but I start crying and stuff. I don't feel strong enough emotionally to be able to show up and actually make a difference for that stuff, I feel like that would really be harmful to me, to be constantly seeing animals that are in need, or like bringing my focus onto that stuff. But maybe that is something I should consider doing, because it stirs something in me. If I could help animals and guarantee that like my work is gonna make a difference, that's purpose. That feels good, you know. But I also have been doing these things for a while, right? Like I started with the let's get rid of people out of my life that aren't good for me, and the ideas and the things that I've been believing, and I'm still working on it. I'm still a work in progress, and I'm evolving, and you're going to evolve. But I know like what I've been doing all along has been part of my purpose and mission, like, and how I got there has shifted, you know. And again, evolution, no limitation on creation. You're going to evolve, you're going to change. What your purpose is today isn't going to be the same in 5 years. And I think we get very minimal in our idea of we must have just one mission, one purpose, and that I don't feel is the truth. I feel you have many. You're going to be a mother or a father, you're going to be a daughter or a son, you're going to be a friend, you're going to be all of these things throughout your life. And it doesn't really matter where you are or what you are doing. You can elicit purpose in those moments by believing in yourself and showing up in the best way with those values inside of you. Like if you see something's wrong, you want to change that, right? So what are those things that are going wrong for you? Like if you could shift yourself outside of yourself and look back and be like, what is the advice I would tell me if me was somebody else, you know? Like if act like you're your sister, or act like you're your child, or act like you're, you know, you're there as a spiritual mentor for this person. And then how would you talk to them, and how would you, you know, guide them, and what type of things would you want them to believe in themselves and start doing for themselves to make these differences happen in their life. So building a positive thinking mindset and making realistic plan to achieve your goals is also what we need to do here, because again, and that's going to range on where you are at within things. Like some people may have just be like even exploring the idea of purpose at all, and other people may have already been like starting on that. If you've already like, you know that you're a healer, or a Reiki shaman, or a tarot reader, or a crystal facilitator, or a shop owner. And again, that's why I was saying, like, you don't have to be perfect or know everything to start exploring. Like you could open your own little shop that sells crystals, and you could do it online, you know, or you could do like whatever you want to do. There's so many things that you can do, but I would recommend them being based on what you're interested in and what makes you happy. You could be an affiliate marketer for crystals. You could be an affiliate marketer for tarot cards and things like that. Or you could take the tarot cards and read the cards and create this. And there's so many things you can do, you know, right now in this moment, based off of what you like to do and what makes you happy and feel good. And when you start doing those things, you're going to feel fulfilled. You're going to feel like I actually am doing something. Like when I get messages from people like I did LC light healing, right? And it's been over, like I finished now, so now people are coming to get their certificates. And when they come, I get like, you know, oh my God, they did it. They did the whole thing. Wow, I can't believe they stayed through that whole thing with me and they did it. And then when they send me a message and they're like, it changed my life, or it opened things up for me, or I'm so grateful for this. Okay, I my purpose was filled for that person, and like offering that one thing that I've had all these doubts about, that I felt like a piece of crap in myself because I couldn't do it as quickly as I projected in the beginning, because I got tired and sick. You know, do you know how difficult it was to be like, I'm sick with Lyme disease as a healer? It was very harmful, and it was like, you know, a shadow thing that I had to work through. So you're gonna have that too. Like, and remember that, you know, when I first came out onto the scene into all of the spiritual stuff, I had no clue what I was really doing or where I was going, but I just kept showing up every day and doing something. And my first goals were basically, back in the very beginning, I need to make money and I need to figure out how to do it from home, because this guy is a psycho and I gotta get out of here, and he doesn't want me to do it in the traditional way that we usually do it, so I need to be a little bit creative. Let me figure this stuff out. Oh, this is how you do this is how you do that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to teach you guys all of those things here too, so that you can start doing those things. Because my first website, the first stuff that was on it, totally different than what is on the website now. Totally different than what will be on the website in probably a year from now, because it's always evolving and it's always growing as you do. So make sure that you're thinking positively and you're shifting these things in your life, and you're taking the opportunities that are presented to you in every moment, and do what feels good to you. Like if designing stuff, because like the web design stuff was fun for me, I was like, that's cool, I want to play on there, because I wasn't allowed to leave anywhere. So you know what I mean, I'm like, I liked it. I like doing that. If you're not somebody that's going to really like building a website, then what are the other parts of it that you think you may like? Or what is something that you think you would really enjoy creating and doing or showing up to? It could be in the physical world, it could be in the, digital world, it could be a combination of those things. You could put your face on it, or you could be faceless. Literally, there's so many ways that you can show up in this world right now. But you need to figure out what makes the most sense for you. But don't limit yourself either. Don't be like, oh, I want to do a faceless YouTube channel because I don't like my face. That would be some mindset stuff we need to change, Like, and when you start to have confidence in yourself and believe in yourself, you will reflect out a more confident, beautiful self, because people will feel that. And be authentic, be authentic. Right before I came on here, I saw an opening, like somebody was opening up a box of gifts that they received, because they're a content creator and places send them things to open and show to others in their community. So you can get free stuff. You can even approach like creating content and things like that in a way that is just fun for you, and it blows up because you're being authentically you. You're not coming at it like, you're just doing what feels good to you. I've always enjoyed the marketing and advertising and spiritual like stuff, like learning about it all, the psychology of it all. Like I've had hyperfixes in these places, so it makes sense for me to come teach other people all of these aspects. But that may not be what is there for you. Like you may want to figure out what is the thing that gets you all yee, and just know that there are so many ways that you could take the thing that makes you hee to become a lucrative thing, and to be something that is fulfilling and purpose driven and makes you feel good, and takes you out of where you are today. And you don't have to have it figured out right now. I had no idea where I was going or what I was doing. I just took the little steps to get there. So break down those large tasks into smaller ones to avoid procrastination. So I brought up my laptop tonight because I've been putting off. I know when I record with me in the video, those perform much better than if I record just my screen. Even the thing that I screen recorded the other day, where there's just like a little blip of my face when I was turning on the thing to show people what I was looking at. It's just me like when your front facing camera's on and you're trying to face that way. It was one of those moments. And I go on to my other channels, and YouTube is recommending the video at that part where I'm like, because I saw a dead dog. And I'm like, it's the only part I was in. It's the only part you could see me in. So, like, it's just, these things are weird. But I brought that up because I've been procrastinating making videos in a way that I know will be performing better, where I'm on half of the screen and what I'm showing you is on the other half of the screen. But just me bringing that laptop up here, first step. Me acknowledging it, talking to other people, I'm planning to create content that is more viewable for you, is the second step. The third step will be opening it, and break it down as little as you need to. And also make fun of yourself along the way, and see the funniness. Like, don't be so worried about what other people think or what they're doing. Like, I'm in my fucking robe right now, and I'm not wearing a bra because I saw some stuff last night that freaked me out. So, like, I'm just being my authentic self, and that's how I'm planning to be as I do this channel. I recommend the same for you. Authentically, just be who you are. If you're a hot mess, whatever, dude. There's other people out there that are gonna like you. It's okay. And then put yourself first and learn to say no, and stop people pleasing, again, which ties into what I was just saying. Who cares what other people think? The right people will stick around and enjoy you, and the wrong people will disappear, no matter what. If you go out into your physical community looking for the like minds and something to do to spark that thing inside of you that gives you joy, like maybe you're an amazing painter and you're unaware because you've never painted anything. So you go to a paint night one night and you fall in love with it and you become that. But if there's other people at that paint night place that are assholes, over time, get the hell away from them and don't people please them. Take that thing somewhere else where it can grow and thrive. And this is in the concept of everything. If where you are is no longer thriving or the people around you are no longer vibing, let them go. You know, when our numbers and stuff aren't like say you have a lot of subscribers and you start losing subscribers, or you see like, oh, someone didn't like it, or don't worry about it. That's good, because it's going to get rid of them and bring in the ones who do like you. So, but you may need to be the physical creator of that too when it comes to your physical life and saying no to things you don't like. Identify the things that you care about. You know, like, what do you care about? Is it animals? Is it crystals? Like, what do you genuinely care about? But try to also think about it in a way that, like, is emotionally, like, what do I care about? Like, what is in this world right now that just isn't good and I would like to make a difference about? Or what is something that's going on inside of me that I care about, but I need to, like, motivate myself and change? Sometimes we find more accountability by figuring that thing out and then telling other people, like, I'm going to do a 21-day bop, and then show up every day. And if for some reason you can't do the 21 days, it's okay. Don't worry. People will probably understand because they probably didn't make it either. So just know that it's okay. Try again and keep trying again. Reflect on what really matters most to you. Like, you know, is it your kids? Is it your pets? Is it, you know, finding purpose? Whatever it is that matters most to you, figure that out and really think about it. Journal about it. Write these things down and ponder them so that new ideas and inspiration can come to you. Try volunteering. You know, go out into the world and volunteer your time at things that may need your help, that actually light you up. Like, I've been watching my sister as she's been going through her experience. Like, she lost a job, like, she left a job here and she went to start working at a school, and they put her in with the special needs kids. But it's weird, right? Because back when she was a little kid, my mom somehow got my both of my sisters into like a daycare thing, but it was all special needs kids, and they weren't special needs. And I don't know how or why. I don't even understand. It's like, thinking back on it, I'm like, why did she do that? And how did they get in there? Like, it's so many questions about it now that I can't ask her, and even my sister's like, yeah, I don't know what that was all about. But she's brought back to them again later in life, right? And now she's going to be, like, doing hers, because obviously there's no work during the summer. Now she's been hired at a summer camp to work with kids. And, like, I see her really liking to work with them and helping them, and how they're so different than kids that don't have learning disabilities and stuff. And it gives her purpose. They love her, you know, and she, like, goes on and on about certain ones and the things that they do, and she feels purpose helping those kids. But it was like something she stumbled into. But there were signs earlier in life, because she's always been, like, when she was little, she's like, I'm going to have, like, 500 kids. Now she has one kid. She's like, I'm not having any more kids. So that wasn't her purpose, but she used to love to babysit. And now she's basically babysitting as her job, her main job. And it fulfills her. It gives her something. Because, like, they go home at the end of the day. But with your own child, they're always there. You know, recognize what your strengths and talents are. Where do you shine? And it could be taking care of kids. It could be some hyper focus that you have. It can be whatever. It could be cooking. It could be cleaning. It can be anything. Because there's other people out there that do not shine in that area and won't know what to do. And they can come to you for help. Imagine your best self. You know, what does your best self look like? What is she doing or he doing? What do they wear? Where do they go? Who do they hang out with? Like, what is your best self in your mind right now? And keep pushing it to evolve over time so that it can change, and cultivate positive emotions like gratitude. That's going to help you to feel better anyways about what's going on. Like, when I catch myself being like, I try to shift it over to, like, I'm so grateful. You know, because it can be easy to slip down into, I can't believe this is going on. I hate this. And when I find myself in those places, I'll be like, okay, you know what? I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to work this flex ride. You know, that's not, like, my ideal place to be, especially knowing what I was doing and creating and having. You think it's easy to go back and be like, now I'm driving this $55 flex drive when I was making $55 every 5 minutes before. it's hard. So I've got to keep reminding myself to be like, I'm so grateful that this is opportunities here, and I'm so grateful that I've already done it before. I know I can get back there. I'm so grateful that people still show up for me and they like me regardless of what I've been through, and all of that stuff. I'm so grateful that I have a place to live, even though I have to leave it and move. I'm grateful for that opportunity that I got to live there, but I'm also grateful for the opportunity for the evolution that's coming with me moving and changing, because I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be better. I just know that, and I know it's going to get better before I even go. Those are the things that I want to believe and keep saying and thinking to make that happen. Look to the people who you admire, who inspires you. See what they're doing, what's going on in their world. Fear is going to be something you need to let go of, and limiting beliefs is something you're going to need to let go of. Fear is a sabotager. Fear is one of those lower vibrations. Authenticity is the highest vibration, man. Be your authentic self. Show up as yourself. The right people, and you'll get better at doing it too, because this is the thing. As you evolve and grow, you're going to get better. So everything that you do will improve and get better. And you may even find that what gets by getting better, it's letting go of everything needs to be polished and perfect, and everything needs to be boop, and oh my God, what if someone makes fun of me? I heard something today that's like the number one cause of people themselves is criticism. People being criticized and made fun of and things like that. People can't take it. They can't take the ridicule. And try to make yourself not one of those people. Don't let that bother you. There's something wrong with them if they're going to come bash you for just being who you are. And I can guarantee you, whoever you are, whatever you've been through, whatever you're done or doing right now, you can change it and become 100 times better by just knowing that you are valuable and worthy. And your purpose is being here right now in this moment. Every moment that you show up, no matter what you do, no matter how insignificant it is, there is purpose within it. And you're learning as you grow and evolve. So don't limit, yourself and think like, I've got so much to do before I am the ultimate whatever. You already are. And if you start to believe you already are, and you're already doing it, you're already that ultimate version, because you are, this is you. This is where you are. You're at the ultimate height of you right now. Keep that in mind and keep evolving and setting those goals. How can I take it a little bit higher? How can I take it a little bit higher? What's the next step? What's the next process? What's the next journey? What's the next thing that's going to light me up and make me feel good? And sometimes we're going to poop, but that's natural. You're going to, some days will be high and some days will be low. But just go with the flow and really work on those beliefs that you have, because if you're constantly telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not fast enough, I don't know enough, that's what you're going to be seeing and feeling and thinking and doing. So all that shit out and make new beliefs, cultivate the abundance mindset, be like, focused on, look at all this stuff. Like, sometimes I can look at things and feel like there's nothing there, and other times I can be like, wow, like there's all these opportunities here. I have tons of skills. I have tons of products that I could sell and put out there and do. But what I need to do with all those ideas and things that come through is start writing them down and then start taking action on them so that I can remember them. So I'm going to commit to that right now, that from now on, when I get those bings, I'm going to write them down. Like the other day, I saved something that I was like, this is something I want to do. I want to get it done. And it actually ties into the laptop. So I'm going to do that, because when I do that, there'll be that next thing. And it's not anything major or whatever, but it's just what I need to do right now. And I can turn it into many things and keep going. But you've got to, see the opportunities rather than the blocks, or I don't know. Google, man. Google's right there. Google, YouTube, to help you, me, whatever. We're all here. We know. And there really is a lot available to all of us right now in this moment that can make us feel better and be more abundant, I am abundant. I am beautiful. I am blessed. I am amazing. I have so many opportunities. I can be anything I want to be. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you focus only on achieving short-term goals, you will only get short-term results when it comes to fulfillment, and never learn how to find your purpose. Your goals must always be aligned with your purpose. If they're not, they won't be meaningful, and you will only feel a fleeting sense of accomplishment. You won't be able to see that life is happening for you instead of to you, okay? So again, like I was kind of saying before, like when I'm out driving around and it's like, oh, this route's really going bad and everything's horrible, when I flip that over into, I'm so grateful I have this flex ride, I have this opportunity to make money, I'm so grateful that they're recognizing me as a top driver for them, like, shift that, because it's gonna get better, you know, and that's just my purpose in that moment. My purpose is changing and evolving and shifting, you know. And again, I'm so grateful I have a laptop so I can do that other thing I know I need to do, and also help other people to learn about and do, you know. Just again, try to get your focus onto the more positive aspects of things, and then give it to something bigger than yourself, you know. Ask spirit to help you. I always say, show me, to the emissaries. And then, like, the times that I'm getting ready and I open the vortex and I'm like, I go through all of the chakras. I'm like, help me to see, to know, you know, to speak, to love, to feel, all of the things that go along with them, to feel safe and secure on this thing that I'm doing right now in this moment. And again, I check in with that regularly. Every time I'm going to my Amazon Flex Drive, I'm like, help me to have this be the boop-a-da-boop. But I want to do that for all of our examples in our life. What are you doing? Finding your gift. You know, what is it that you're gifted with, or do you already know what it is? Figure out what you really are good at. And I did do a video about, like, how to figure that out, like how to figure out your niche, which is basically your gift, you know, where you like write down the things that you really are good at doing, really love to do, and then, you know, the things that other people come to you for. And then out of those, we find the number one thing. So if it's like, I really like to write and I'm good at writing, and other people ask me to write for them. Or I'm really good at cooking and I love to cook and everybody always asks me to cook. That's what we want to figure out. Like that would be your gift, and you can you know, evolve that gift out. There's so many things you could do just with the basis of cooking. Writing your story is another thing too that can help people, because we always tell ourselves a story, you know, or we tell people our story, and our story, like who we are, the character within it. We're like, I am this, 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 and this, and I am blah, 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 blah. And we're constantly affirming that story to ourselves. Like if we feel like, you know, I'm sick, and I'm stuck, and I'm broke, and I don't know my purpose. That's the story you're telling yourself and others. You need to change it. You need to rewrite your story. You need to go back a little bit, and, you know, you can write what's already happened to you, but change it. Become that person that's overcoming it. And also look for the things that you've already overcome. I am guaranteeing you've overcome something in your life. The loss of a parent, the loss of a pet. You've overcome maybe an addiction or an ex. You've overcome an obsession or a sickness. Whatever it is, that's part of your story. That's part of your gift. It may not be the main thing that you want to run with, but it could give you purpose to help other people in overcoming those things too. That's just one of the many ways that our purpose can show up, and it can show up within other things, you know? Like when I went to do the Reiki 1 class the other day, the person that showed up there was in recovery 90 days. I was a heroin addict when I was much younger. So I know my purpose was to be there in that moment. And the other person that was there that had owned the center, she's been in recovery for 5 years with AA and all of that. So, like, that was the synchronistic. Okay, we're all right where we're supposed to be right now. And we're all doing what we need to do for each other right now. But that's not my main thing. I don't run around being like, that's my main thing. It's not, you know. But it's part of my purpose. It's part of my story. So, again, define what you are good at, what makes you feel joyful, who you are, what you've overcome. And if you're feeling stuck with your character at this moment, write out a script for your character to evolve and to grow. You know, what are those steps that character needs to take right now to really feel aligned with their mission and purpose, that feels heart-centered and feels good and is like, I'm so happy I get to do this. I can't believe I saw a post for myself a few years ago that was like, I can't believe I get paid to do this, you know, like doing healing sessions. It's like I love to do it. I'm good at it. People like it, and they pay me to do it. Oh my God, I can't believe it. That's the type of thing that you want to feel when you're doing it, like shuffling up cards and reading the cards. I like doing it. People like hearing it. Bop it a boop, and I get paid to do it. Like, you know, figure out what you really like to do, and your gifts don't have to be limited to one gift. Your story can include all of those. Like look at my story, man. I'm still evolving, I'm still growing, I'm still changing, but it doesn't take those other things away from me. So figure out what your needs are too, you know. When people are asking themselves, what is my purpose in life? Some people don't know where to start. And if you fall into that category, it can help you to examine the human needs. Your top need is certainty, significance, variety, love, connection, growth, or contribution, and it will affect every decision you make. A lack of awareness of your own needs can leave you with a false sense of purpose. We could do another whole video diving into that, and then visualize your future. You know, again, that's the same like as writing your story. Figure out where your story's going, where is your future going, where are you headed, and then take time for yourself to really like explore that, because you may not know right now. Like you may not know, like you may have an inkling, but until you go try something, you're not going to know for sure. So like, and don't hold on to them as concrete. Again, I think that's a big detriment for people when finding their purpose or their career, is that they're like, this is the only thing I'm going to do to the day I die. Why? That doesn't have to be the case, man. You can pivot and change at any time. You know, I know part of my purpose is to be a teacher. That could be a teacher of energy. That could be a teacher of, you know, building your business. This could be a teacher of finding your soul purpose. Like, and I know that, like, I did a quiz recently, and it was like one of those Dharma things, and it was like, what is your, you know, your main Dharma energy? And for me, it was teacher entrepreneur. Made sense, man. Made sense. I'm a teacher entrepreneur, and I teach people as an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur, again, is a self-created, manifested evolution of trial and error and discovery and figuring out what works for them, and then pivoting, because the world changes too. Like, what's cool today ain't gonna be cool tomorrow, and what works for you today ain't gonna work tomorrow. So it's kind of like playing a video game. Every level gets a little bit harder, and you know, sometimes things come in. Like, I feel like when I got Lyme disease, like that level was like they're gonna take you back. And I'm like, okay, here I go again. We see where we go. But I know strategies and tactics this time around that I didn't know then. And I know that where I go from now is going to change and grow. So don't worry so much about having that one thing forever. You know, it's good to focus on one thing at a time when you're getting started with all of this stuff. But if you're not somebody that thrives in that, then don't limit yourself to that. I don't thrive with like the whole one set mind thing. I'm a multitasker. I have ADHD, and it makes me like, I need to be doing several things at once to do it. Does everything done get quickly? No, but that's okay, because that's me, and it still works for me. Like, I'm still fine-tuning things, I'm still pivoting things, I'm still changing things, I'm still healing things, but I know that it will work out, and I know when I get on my flow and I figure these things out, they're going to grow, and they're going to evolve, and they're going to change, and it's just going to keep getting bigger and better, just like every other thing I've done. But I need to believe that, and I need to follow up with that, and I need to, you know, remember that. And so you've got to remember that too. Anything that you put your focus on, your energy on, your time on is going to grow, and it's going to get bigger, and it's going to get better, and it's going to get easier. But there may come times in the future where what is working right then and there has to change, or it just changes as a result of you changing, because you're changing all the time, and that's a good thing. You know, I don't think I could even be happy or fulfilled just doing tarot card readings. Pick a card. I came to the point where I was like, you know, had to put it away. It wasn't working for me anymore. So even if I didn't get sick, that was over and done with. You know what I mean? And then like the other stuff with like the Alcyon light healing, at least I got to the end of it. It didn't go to plan, but I got there, and now here, this is the next chapter, and I know I will get it to where I want it to, and when I feel I've fulfilled my time with it, my purpose of it, I'll probably go to something else, because that's what I do. Even like with the Etsy and stuff, like there was a time where I was like gung-ho, Etsy, and then I was like, okay, I hit my quota, or something inside of me was like, the hyper-focus of it shifted. And that's okay, you know, it's okay. You don't have to be like, oh, I failed. I don't look at it as I failed. I'm proud of what I did with that. You know, I probably would have kept it going if I didn't get sick, but I also know that like my ADHD is kind of like that anyways. But if I want to get it going again, I can get it going again. If I want to do this thing, I could do this thing. Like, you just have to believe that you can do it, and you will do it, and you'll figure it out. And it's gonna shift, it's gonna change. No limitation on creation. Inmane namaste.